Hello, my chess friends. I have found another beautiful game, splendid match that happened in 1935. So again, we're going back in time, historically speaking. Now we've got the. At that time, he was a young, unknown Estonian chess player, but later he became a powerful grandmaster, Paul Keres. Apologies if I mispronounced it. Battling at that time William Winter. Who was a British chess champion since 1935, so incredibly strong chess player at that time, but which he kind of neglected the king's safety, so he kept the king in a center, and actually this is a bad idea. So the instruction today would be referring to not having your king exposed and uncastled. Let's look at this one. E4, played by Paul Keres. C5. Okay, so we got a Sicilian. Nothing wrong with that. You want to go for a win. You want to play sharp. Sicilian is the way to go. Perfectly fine. Knight F3. Now we've got a bunch of very good moves here that black can play. Knight C6, E6, D6, A6. It's fine. Now he went for something which is not necessarily recommended as the best way to replying here, because your knight is going to be further harassed now. So you're giving white a lot of space in the center. So E5 now attacking this guy. Knight to d5. Of course, you could play pawn c4 if you want. We go with knight c3. That's what happened. That's what Paul Keres played here. E6, and now knight takes and pawn takes. So far, so good. Okay, not the end of the world. A bit of an advantage for white, but not huge advantage. Okay, d4, right for the center. Taking space, opening up the bishop on c1, who's ready to go. D6 now, challenging the pawn structure in the center. Bishop G5 now, attacking the queen. Of course, you could play Bishop E7 if you want to. Perhaps not the best, because Queen B6, Queen A5 are better, which he did do. William Winter played Queen to A5, checking the king with tempo indeed. C3 now, blocking the check from the queen. Pawn takes. And now Paul Keres goes in a very practical way to developing your pieces. Put your king to safety, go for tactical attacks, and see what happens. And actually, it turned out to be the right way to play. Bishop d3. Right, the pawn is pinned regardless. So, and he didn't bother taking with the knight, because if he took with the knight, it might have been some further harassment like this. So he actually developed the bishop, and also taking all those nice light squares, leading to the black king, potentially, if they were to choose ever castle short. Pawn takes now, threatening a discovered check. Dangerous, but right on time. Do not forget, king safety, castle the king now. Castle short, and now black can only go with a very nice way to develop knight c6, and if rook e1, you play bishop e6, you've got no issues whatsoever here. So black is perfectly fine if it just continues in this normal developing, abiding by the tenets of the opening. Develop your pieces, king to safety, you got no problem. If you're getting a little bit greedy, and things are going south now because your king hasn't been castled. You need to spend another tempo getting this guy, and white is not going to sit down and wait. And they developed everything. Now, something very beautiful here could be queen c2. If black gets totally greedy, they will be punished straight away. 2 moves, checkmate. Queen takes c8. You can only block, takes, and goodbye. Checkmate on d8. Now, Paul Keres went for rook b1. Not a problem. Okay, that's playable too. And now, again, black takes a pawn. The greed is not going to be good. The black king is on the e file. They are very much attackable. There is a bishop, there is another bishop, and there is a knight. Too many white pieces going for your king. You can't leave the pieces like that. And look at William Winter pieces. Rooks do not exist. Knight b8, never been played. Bishop c8, forget about it. They need the tempo. Bishop f8, yeah, well, they need to play again. Only the queen, but the queen is not enough. And is a little bit further away from protecting the king, as we will see shortly now. So he took again. Bishop e6 was absolutely, it's very important, try not to getting very, very greedy here. Bishop e6 fundamental, because knight's going to take on f7, and you're going to have big problem opening up the e for the rook, and it's just not going to be looking good. He tried now desperately to get a bishop out, but it's not going to be turning out well for black here. Knight takes on f7, for king, rook, and bishop, as you very well see. So king sort of had to take more exposure coming closer to being attacked. Queen, bang, check on h8. Even if you play g6, mind you guys, this guy is a little bit pinned here, so pieces are going to fall now. The black king is pretty much naked, not mentioning that, I mean, there are all sorts of checks coming. Bishop played. Rook tries to come into place, of course. Not a problem taking the e-file. Now he tried to block now with the bishop. The engine gives a quicker way for winning for white here, which is totally dominating. Checkmate in 9 moves. We're not going to go for that one because I want to show you what Paul Keres actually played in the game. So he removed the bishop for the time being, and now it's pretty much game over at this stage. Queen to f6, and black resigns. Why? Because they neglected developing their pieces. The king was exposed all the time, and now they got in problem. Sorry guys, I'm losing my voice because I'm talking a lot, and there is a bug this season. So check. I'm showing you what would have happened if black continued beyond this stage, which is checkmate in 30 moves. I'm going to show you the best moves for black. So king moves, and now you can notice, guys, that this guy is hanging, this guy is hanging, and the bishop and the queen are forming the perfect team to assassinate the black king. Here, check, and further check. So I'm playing the best moves for black. King goes to g7, but really to no avail. It's more checks coming, and more checks coming. And now the bishop checks the king, limiting further the black king's freedom. And now you're going to play discover check, blocking also the black queen from moving closer to defend the black king. So now you got another check here. So they're running away, but queen f7 pushes the king back on h6. Check again. They try to run away. Now you're going to do something like h3, and checkmate is coming in a move. It doesn't matter what black plays here. Whatever you play, I mean, you have to sack the queen now, and it just simply doesn't matter. I mean, at this stage now, you can only delay the end with kind of desperate moves like this, but we know very well they do not really make a bit of a difference. So just to summing up, guys, never neglect the king's safety. It's cool, you want to play unorthodox, you want to surprise your opponents, but just do the normal, very decent stuff. Develop your pieces, castle that king, and go for whatever tactics, weaknesses you might notice. Thanks very much, guys, for watching this video. Follow me on Twitch, subscribe to this YouTube channel, guys, and maybe we meet up virtually online, live, when I'm starting my streams. Thank you again. Have a wonderful day.